Hey, Quercus here. Here to talk to you about the important subject of invasive plants. Now, most of you are familiar with the fact that the witchwood is constantly being invaded by, well, basically everything. Many of these things are plants. You're probably familiar with the Quercus. Those actually aren't native to the witchwood. They were brought here from elsewhere in Everin and became a problem due to overlogging, increasing the amount of sunlight. But they are not the only thing that came here. Other plants that are also looking to territory from other plants to drive them out of their territory to make it so that the animals that eat those plants have nothing to eat, and then they die. Plants die. So invasive plants, they're bad. We're going to focus on 3 particular invasive plants. Those are, in not the order I'm going to show them to you, black swallowwort, garlic mustard, and Otiran knotweed, also known as Japanese knotweed, whatever that means. You can see that this area has been not particularly respected by the locals due to all the litter. There are also a bunch of large metal, weird, I assume kobold inventions that keep going past. But this here is Japanese knotweed. It starts poking out of the ground quite reddish. As it gets taller, the leaves get a little bit greener. You can see that they're still red. The stalk is still very red. If you pull it, you can see that the inside is hollow. So there are several strategies that plants use to push others out of their environment. One of them is growing real fast before other things can get there. Japanese knotweed uses this strategy. Since it's hollow, bamboo, same thing, it can grow faster than the other plants, getting taller than them, overshadowing them. However, if you look at the inside of this, you'll notice this fleshy green, nice juicy plant meat. This is actually pretty tasty and can be eaten and made into pies, a little like a rhubarb pie. I wouldn't recommend doing that with any plants taken from anywhere that's going to be full of lead or other unpleasant chemicals. So I'm not going to eat these. I'm just going to pull them out. The roots go deep. So, did not get it all. You can also see here all these big, tall, brown sticks are also Japanese knotweed from last year. So these things expand both very virulently via the root system and also via seeds. They're very common on the edges of yards, edges of ponds. They like bright sun and water runoff. You should kill them. They're bad. I'm going to go pull these out right now. So, we talked about how knotweed is bad. We're also going to talk about some things that are good. You know what's good? Dandelions. You can eat them. Not only can you eat them, they have delightful little white seedy tufts. You can blow on those and make wishes, and it's all very nice. I've heard various stories about how, they have fate-spinning power in them. I'm sure that's true. I still don't recommend eating them if they're around places where there's a lot of smiths putting lead in the soil. They also, provide food for bees, and bees are good. Bees make everything work. Please help bees. Please don't pull out dandelions. Dandelions are good for you and bees and life. Yes. Also, as far as where the knotweed is found, there is some in Oak Harbor. If you go over the bridge and you turn right towards where you might throw away a big sack of rubbish, there's a big, terrible pile of it. I haven't pulled out much of that because every time I do, I hear bees buzzing, and I don't want them to sting me to death, but perhaps we can all slowly pull it out over time. So, it's a little early in the year for one of our subjects, black swallowwort. Here you can see some left over from last year. If we can't find any other good specimens, we may have to survive with just this, but I'll keep looking for other specimens. Also, ideally, I would find some milkweed so we can compare and contrast the seed pods and show you why black swallowwort kills butterflies and therefore is awful. So now we come to our second invasive plant at the top of my hit list. This one is garlic mustard. Now garlic mustard, much as the name implies, actually tastes a little like garlic and a little like mustard if you eat it. So why don't you do that if you find it? Unless, like where I am right now, the place you're in was used as a garbage dump for many years until it was reclaimed and turned into a park. I'm not going to eat this garlic mustard, but I've thought about it. The easiest way to identify garlic mustard is by the small white flowers at the top. It's easiest to identify in the late spring because that's when it starts to flower. Before that, you can see there's little buds, and even before that, you'll notice that the leaves are they're toothed, but it's sort of a rounded leaf shape in addition to the teeth. Also, if you find a patch of it, you'll see that one patch actually shares a root system. So there's several, you'll get like a circle of different shoots coming out of one root system. So we'll just uproot that and take off the soil and toss it away and hope all those roots dry out and die. When we were talking about the knotweed, we talked about how some plants take over areas by growing real fast. Garlic mustard uses a different, you can see that the stalks here, I don't know if you can, but the stalks are, they're a little bit purple. That can also help you identify garlic mustard. I don't know if you can really see that. Maybe I'll get someone in some sun. Anyway, garlic mustard uses a different strategy to take over areas. So you see, this is some plant that's not garlic mustard. Yay. There's some other stuff around here. Somewhere is burdock. I'm not exactly sure which one that is. There's wild raspberry around here. That's pretty great. Although you can get stabbed by it while you're pulling the garlic mustard. That's less great. What was I saying now? Yes, the purple. Here you can see a little better how this is purple around the stalks. Oh, and I was talking about garlic mustard poisoning the area. Oh, yeah, this one's burdock. That's where burrs come from later and stick to you. But you can also eat the roots. So garlic mustard poisons the soil around it, making it more difficult for other plants to grow. There's a few different ways that invasive plants can poison their soil. They can change its acidity, the mineral content, the types of fungus that like to hang out. But anyway, this stuff likes to poison its neighbors, and it's awful. So you can make it into a salad or pesto. Much better that way. This stuff is what we call a nuisance plant. It's not really taking over habitat from other plants in a way that's as big of a problem as some of the others, but it's also not actually native to the area and it's just kind of annoying. I believe it's called sticky willy or something else. Anyway, it looks like this and it's kind of sticky. You might find it sticking to your clothes. It's just kind of annoying. It's also really annoying to pull because it's sticky. I'd either use gloves or get to it soon before it's a giant sticky mass. So much fucking garlic mustard. Garlic mustard as far as the eye can see. This is why you need to get to it soon before it's an infestation. Oh, late in the year, if you're identifying it, well, in the summer, the seeds are these long, skinny little seed pods. Here they are together. Yard full of knotweed and garlic mustard. Villains. Do I mean the plants or the people? I mean both. Well, unfortunately, it seems like it's too early in the season to find any good specimens of black swallowwort. It's too bad, because it's the one I hate the most. And why do I hate it the most? Well, there are two reasons. First is it kills butterflies. Oh my goodness, there's a cat. Hold on. 1 second. So the domestic shorthair is also an invasive species, an incredibly adorable one that really shouldn't be allowed outside because it's a threat to native songbirds. Or if it must be outside, it should really be wearing a bell. So this terrible, terrible invasive little critter really ought to be inside where it can deal with other invasive problems like mice and rats. But it's also just so cute. Just so cute. Back to black swallowwort. Anyway, it's a climbing vine. It likes chain link fences. Monarch butterflies will lay their eggs on it instead of on milkweed, and the caterpillars hatch, eat it, get poisoned, and die. So it's bad. The other thing I hate about it is it just smells bad. Like, not right away, but if you pull it out and try to kill it, your hands are just covered with this stench until you get a chance to give them a good scrub. So, yeah, it has little tiny purple flowers, and once the seed pods develop, they kind of look like green beans. Please kill it. I hate it. As a bonus feature, behind me we have one additional invasive plant. This is bittersweet. This is also not really the best time of year to look at this. It's most obvious in the autumn, where it has these bright red berries with bright orange little coverings. Anyway, this stuff is a pain and a half to remove. And it seems like some of the locals have just decided to drape it ornamentally on the fence, just like the wisteria at the next apartment over. Lovely. Anyway, this is Quercus, friendly neighborhood root druid, elf, Tanya, other stuff. I'm here to tell you that sometimes the best way to take care of the natural world and the plants and animals within it is to mercilessly kill some of those plants. Please help me in killing these plants. Remove the roots, please. Thank you.